Hi, this is Rabbi Chaim Kaufman, and I wanted to make this video. Somebody asked me a question. Someone asked me a question today about secular music, and basically, they understand that certainly I don't think it's a good thing. We'll explain why in general, but the question is. The question is, how do you expect kids to be able to discern from good and bad, right? If they're exposed to bad things in a controlled way and have it discussed, right? It's a little bit of a loaded question. So, let's break it down. Let's speak about secular music. Now, I've certainly come out against it. Most people know, where I hold about secular music. Secular music is bad in general. I'm not going to say cross-border all of it, right? A person can listen to classical music. I mean, I call it dentist music, elevator music. You want to listen to that? I can't help you. I certainly don't enjoy it. I feel like I'm in a doctor's chair. Anyway, but secular music, first of all, the beat, the tones, the lyrics, more importantly, innuendos or things being said explicitly. Right? Bad language, nothing to talk about. Right? So little kids, older kids, it doesn't matter. A person is affected. Person's definitely affected by what they hear, by what they see. I don't think there's any question about that. Just made a video on Parshas Bamidbar about influences that a person is influenced by negative things. So if you take away the beat, you take away the lyrics, take away the foul language, well, then I guess you could listen to it. So secular music again has a lot of vices to it that I don't think are good. At the same time, I would say, person wants to listen to classical music, a cappella. If it's a cappella you have to check out the lyrics. Make sure the lyrics are okay. So if you say the lyrics are okay, you checked it out. Or elevator, dentist music, classical music, whatever you want. So if that helps you, calms the person down, okay? Right? But most other type of music is bad. Now someone's going to say, well, I listen to Jewish music also. And Jewish music's not that much different from secular music, in the sense that, the beats are very secular in many ways. The lyrics are better, right? No question. They put kosher lyrics to songs, or they'll take verses from Tanakh or whatever. So in that sense, it's definitely much better. I don't think there's any question about that. But again, people need music today. People very much into music. So if a person want to listen to secular music, which you mentioned a number of things that are bad by it, so okay, Jewish music's not bad in that sense. Again, I want to look at the beats and they're really secular and whatever. Okay, that's what it is. Right? That's what it is today. So there are people out there won't listen to it. They just, they're not interested because it sounds more secular than Jewish. You tell me, but it's a Jewish theme. There are verses quoted, this, that. Okay, who said you're allowed to necessarily sing songs with verses being quoted? It's the whole question the Talmud asks. Am I allowed to use these verses and then sing songs to them? So whatever, that's the whole question. But if you're gonna listen to Jewish music, and you're gonna tell me, well, it's got similar sounds to secular music, it's true. It's the best of two evils in a certain way. Because the reality is you're getting benefit, you're enjoying these secular beats that these Jewish producers and musicians are doing. So, I'm not going to say outrightly that, it's a terrible thing. People need music. So use Jewish music as an alternative. Why do I have to listen Why would a person have to listen to secular music if I listen to Jewish music? So okay, that's one aspect, I guess, about music. The second question is, how do you expect kids to discern good from bad? Well, first of all, it's going to depend how old the kids are. If the kids are younger, they may not understand the lyrics, may not be able to hear the lyrics because the music's so loud. And then the lyrics may not be so clear. But even if the lyrics are clear, even a young child, if there are curse words, they're going to know. They're going to say, well, I wouldn't let my kid listen to gangster rap. That's pretty bad. Okay? So you have to be careful. You certainly have to be careful, what they're going to listen to. So I guess, if you can control it while they're younger, it's definitely better. Because the younger they are, the easier it is to get them to listen to it. Let's say Jewish music, and they won't be interested necessarily in secular music. Once they've already started listening to secular music, and not so easy to get them to listen to Jewish music. But Jewish music, a lot of times we mentioned before, has a similar beat in many ways. So therefore, it's not much different. So when it comes to these type of things, we have to be vigilant. Right? We have to be vigilant with our kids, what they watch, what their access is to the internet. They have to be filters. You can't let them watch it just like it's like a TV. They sit there, for hours on end, etc. Someone say, well, they should watch educational things as well. That could be true. Lesser of two evils, but there could be educational things that are heresy, totally heretical to Judaism. So person has to siphon them off, has to go through them, and listen and see before you let your kid watch it. So therefore, there should be filters. You can't just let them watch and access whatever they want. And if a parent's not around, so they should lock the computer and put a password so the kid can't get into it. That would make the most sense. So when it comes to any of these things, I would say, again, my opinion, I would say it's better never to start with any of it. Right? I'm speaking more or less about the internet. Music also, I know actually someone that got very much into secular music, as a child. Parents really couldn't, control it, and it destroyed them. Pretty much destroyed them. They went from that to other things, and took away their Judaism. So it's crucial, even at a young age, to make sure that they listen to the right thing. As much as control as as you can have. So if they're gonna watch, you gotta know what they're watching, and even if it's somewhat innocuous, movies, reality TV, other things. I mean, they're all bad. They all give off bad values. So a person's gonna say, well, if they're gonna watch anyway, okay, if you don't have any control, and they're gonna watch anyway, and they're not gonna listen or whatever. So all right, you gotta put some boundaries. You have to put some boundaries. Till they're older, you have to sit them down. You have to explain to them why it's bad. But it's much harder once they've already had the taste. Right? Once they've already been exposed, it's a much harder thing because it's addictive. Right? Any of these things are addictive. Music can be addictive. The internet, movies, all these things. All these things are totally addictive. So, parents has to limit certain things. Problem is, most people today, the kids have smartphones. Once you have a smartphone, it's game over. Unless you have a filter or whatever, or, if they know how to go around it, doesn't help. But, once they have a smartphone, I mean, most people do have smartphones, so once that's the case, it's game over. It's very hard, to fight against that temptation. There's just so much out there to watch, to listen to. And again, most of it's bad. I'm not going to say everything is bad. But, someone will tell me, There's so much Torah on the internet. There is a lot of good Torah on the internet. Plenty of bad things. Right? If someone's already on, okay, it's better than, to find good things and bad things, but they're going to find bad things also. When it comes to kids, they don't know how to decipher. They don't know how to differentiate between one thing and another. Some things they know are blatantly obvious, right? That are blatantly, should be forbidden. Language, is a big thing. Also, plenty of these, let's say, music videos or whatever, a lot of sexual innuendos, right? That should be obvious, unless that a person has no sensitivity. So then that's really to be expected. What to see. So that desensitizes. So basically, it's like you're opening up a Pandora's box where it's a no-win situation, right? It's a total no-win situation. The only question is damage control. So if you can, filter it out to make sure they only see certain things and everything else is blocked, it's certainly better. If there are no filters, how much control can you have? You have to have some boundaries. You have to make some boundaries. You can't just sit in front of a computer or a TV and say, okay, watch whatever you want. People growing up today, there are no boundaries. So therefore, even at a young age, they're exposed to all kinds of things. That's why we have a messed up system, right? We have a messed up world. Because they get exposed to all these things, and most of it's bad. Anyone out there watching Doctor Who? Or the History Channel? Probably not too many. Certainly not kids. Cartoons extremely violent. Movies, violent, other things. So, if you already started, it's very hard to stop. So you're going to tell me, okay, this is when my kids are holding. This is what they're doing. So you have to try and sit down and set boundaries. And, you have to do it on a regular basis. You just can't have them be zombies in front of this thing and they're just exposed to everything because, once they're exposed, the stuff is addictive. And it's very hard to stop. It's enjoyable. Right, okay, foul language, other things, but it's enjoyable. People have a great time watching this stuff. Not just to kill time. It's fun. Right? It's certainly fun. But people say having smartphones and, other things takes away from very basic things like learning how to write properly. Attention span. All kinds of things that come out against, against it. So if you're steeped in it, you got to set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, then you absolutely have no control. And if you have no control, then whatever your kid's exposed to could be, who knows? Could be all kinds of terrible things. And they say, what happened? Why did my kid go down this path? Because they were exposed. They were exposed in a real way. Does that mean, someone grows up as an Orthodox Jew, they can't be exposed? They will be exposed to a certain extent, right? But, there's a lot of talk in the community against technology. There's good reason. Against smartphones, against the computer without filters, against watching movies. Yeah, they're 100% right. A, because it's addictive. B, because you're getting bad messages. You're getting the wrong messages that go absolutely against Torah. So if that's the case, it's just much harder to fight against. Even if you have all the answers. Even if you know why, this thing is forbidden, or why it's bad against Judaism, and you know where the right answer is, they may not want to listen. It's not about, is it good for me, is it bad for me? It's enjoyable. Leave me alone. I want to enjoy myself. Why should I be allowed to enjoy myself? People say, oh, you're a fanatic. Yeah, I'm a fanatic. But if you allow that to seep in, what's going to be more fun? Doing this? Your kid's going to say, what's more fun? Doing this or going to school? Learning Torah. If learning Torah is really exciting, so this stuff really doesn't matter. But it's fun, and it's addicting. Right? So you have to try and nip it in the bud. If you can't nip it in the bud, at the very least, you have to set boundaries. So I think this is a great question. Hope I answered it satisfactorily. Anyone has any questions, find me on Facebook, Beyond Orthodox Conversion to Judaism. Send me an email, rabbichaimkaufman@gmail.com, RABBIChaimCoffman@gmail.com. And questions like this we can discuss my question and answer session. I do every week, Tuesday, 10 in the morning, New York time, 5 o'clock Israel time, and Thursday coming up tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow, Thursday, 10 a.m. New York time. So get your questions ready. And have a great rest of the day, and thanks for listening.